Do you guys like my rock? Isn't it so beautiful? I would like to take this big gray rock and maybe make a chain for it and hang it around my neck. Oh, you don't think that would look good? You know what? You're probably right. It's going to be too heavy. I think instead I'll take this beautiful gray rock and make a great big ring of it. You guys don't think this is a very pretty rock, do you? Well, I do think it's a really pretty rock, and I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to take the geode and put it in your town. Oh, and before you do this, make sure you have your safety goggles on. Make sure Miss Donna doesn't poke you in the eye.
Keep them on, Harry.
And I'm going to take the hammer and crack it open. And goggles off. And look at this. You see? I thought this was a pretty rock all along, because I knew what was inside of it. You didn't like this rock very much a minute ago because you could only see the outside. This rock reminds me a lot of you and me. We may not look like much on the outside, and maybe some of us aren't so great on the inside either. Yet God sees us for the person that He created us to be. Jesus sees us for who we are and who we can be, and He makes us into something beautiful when we start to follow Him and spend time with Him. Have you ever been overlooked? Felt inadequate? You're in good company. Harry's felt that his entire life. Many of these people God used mightily in the Bible were not the first draft pick from a worldly perspective. Trust me, Harry is a free agent. But these men and women all had one thing in common, a heart that God knew He could use for His kingdom's purposes. Maybe you're reading this wondering what gifts and abilities you can offer the Lord. Your heart may be ignited to fulfill all the plans and purposes He has for you, yet you feel inadequate and unworthy. Great news is that God cares more about what's going on internally, that means inside, than externally, which means outside. And He is fully able to use you for His glory. From the outside, the geode looks quite ordinary, just a big old rock. A casual observer could easily walk past it and think it wasn't anything but special. But the inside of the geode is very different. When opened, it contains sparkly and beautiful crystals, ranging from white to amethyst. Let's go with that one. Studying the crystals on the inside is mesmerizing. And I gotta flip over. Yeah. Look at that pretty rock. When I think of a geode, it reminds me of the way that God sees us. From the world's point of view, we may appear ordinary. However, our Heavenly Father sees us to the core and knows what sparkly treasure lies hidden on the inside. A heart towards Him. He looks past the superficial and pays attention to the internal. Another takeaway from the geode is the beauty of brokenness. It is symbolic that a geode must be broken in two or three to reveal the hidden treasure. In God's eyes, people who have been humbled and broken before Him are many times surrendered, radiant, and genuine. One such geode is the biblical figure David. Out of all his brothers chosen to come before Samuel as their prospective future king of Israel, David was an afterthought. This dedicated young man had a heart after God, worshipped Him, and faithfully tended sheep out in the fields. Take comfort knowing that God has David's GPS location. Yes, out in the isolated sheep fields or in Frederick, the Lord zoned in on David's heart and was pleased. Just like David, God sees your internal treasures and knows who you are. I hope you all are staying safe and had a happy Halloween, and I hope you have fun with your geodes. Bye!